Hello everybody and welcome to Tai Chi. Oh yeah, it's a little dark in here. That should do it. Turn the lighting a little bit. So welcome to Tai Chi. My name is Justin, and this is online group exercise of the YMCA of York in York County. As always, Tai Chi is a moving meditation. I want you to think of it as a way to coordinate and harmonize the body, the breath, and movement, and not look at it like an aggressive workout. I'm going to keep working on the lighting here as I talk. There we go. I think we're in business. So we really want to focus on being relaxed, being loose, and flowing. And that'll help us get the most benefit out of our experience. You do not need any equipment for this class, just your body and some space around you. So start out by shaking out the hands and letting that movement flow through the rest of the body. With the knees soft, relaxing into the feet and through the heels. Take a big deep breath and let it out as you shake. Do that 2 more times. Big deep breath and let it out as you shake. Trying to loosen the stomach muscles. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. And you can shake in place or shake randomly, because it's all about loosening the body, loosening the joints, opening the joints, shaking each foot and leg. And this can be as extensive or as simple as you want it to be. Just making sure that you're trying to loosen all the muscles all the way down. So from your position, step the feet a little bit wider, and we're going to swing the arms around the waist. So knees relaxed again, hands form very loose fists, and we're going to swing the arms around the waist, shifting your weight just gently side to side, trying to get into a rhythm with it. So with one fist, lightly tap the front side of the hip. I want you to stay facing toward the screen. I'm going to turn. So with the other hip, just lightly tapping, with the other fist is lightly tapping the back of the hip, about on your belt line. So loosely tapping the front of the hip and the back of the hip as we swing. So we're going to take this a little bit farther and swing so that your one hand taps the root of the opposite shoulder. So there's not right on the shoulder bone. There's a little hollow between your collarbone and the shoulder bone. You want to tap right there. So we're going to start, swing, and just rise up a little and tap, dip, and tap. So we're swinging, so you're tapping the front part of the shoulder. This one, again, I'm dipping in the center and kind of coming up at the end. It's a little bit more of a twist. Warming up a little bit more. And that tap can help to expectorate the lungs a little bit. But really just warming up the joints. Always make sure the knees and the toes line up, even as we twist. So we're just going to do a couple more swings. And go one more time, both sides, and letting the arms come gently to rest. All right. So our first practice tonight is going to be the 5 treasures set, which I'd like as a really nice, relaxed qigong. Very simple movements and very easy to get into the rhythm. The second thing that we're going to do is look at really Tai Chi stretches or things that can help mobilize the tissues in the body and stretch out actively. And then at the end, we'll go through the 8 pieces of brocade, which I haven't done in class for a while. So start with the feet close or together. Stepping out with one side. I'm going to use what would be your right leg. So stepping out and balance the weight. Relax down from the hips, sinking toward the earth with the lower body. The upper body, we're lifting up slightly through the top of the head. So we have this dual movement of sinking down and lifting up very gently. Our start position is going to be this hold the ball or hold the cushion against the lower belly. My palms are turned toward the space below my belly button. And then there's space underneath of the arms making a curved shape in front of the body. Start just with a deep breath. We're going to inhale and expand, exhale, sink. Letting the hands start to move as we breathe in and out. With each inhale, the hands come up a little bit higher. And as you exhale, sinking down, heels into the floor. And maybe each time the hands come up, they only come up a little bit higher. As you move the hands, you're shifting the weight forward slightly. And as you lower the hands, the weight shifts back slightly. So again, you stay toward the screen. So we're lifting the hands, shifting toward the toes, and then sinking the hands, shifting toward the heels. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, sinking down. So this exercise is called ocean wave breathing. You can imagine that your shoulders deep in water. And as you inhale, a wave comes and lifts you up very gently. And then the wave passes and you exhale, sinking the feet back down. Very gentle lift. And sink. So I really like this exercise as a way to coordinate the body. You're moving together. It's a very simple movement. You're trying to keep the body stacked in a line that's relaxed with gravity. It can be a good exercise. As you start to lift more, the heels can come off of the ground. The highest the hands are going to come is about shoulder height. So I'm coming up, the hands hit about shoulder height, and then as I sink, they might come a little bit higher. We really want to keep the shoulders and elbows relaxed. So we're going to do 3 more to our full height here. Just floating with the waves, floating with the water, floating with the breath. So this is our last one, coming to full height. And then for the next 6 breaths, let the hands go a little bit lower and a little bit lower each time until we're back in our center position. So a little bit lower. And this really forces you to play with your movement, to think about your movement. Not raising up as high off of the heels. Starting to be more subtle with the movement. And 2 more if I'm counting correctly. So our last one, just shifting forward, moving the hands a little bit and settling into place. Again, sinking down with the lower body, lifting up gently with the upper body. Let's do 3 breaths here without moving, just holding this position. The arms making a big circle. So our next movement is called drawing up from the earth. We're bringing the fingertips toward the floor. The hands come up and somewhere about shoulder height, they loop out to the sides. and then the whole body sinks as the arms come down. So we're floating up and sinking down, floating up, making this big circling out with the hands. So this 5 treasure set can be a good thing to do first thing in the morning to gently get your body moving, or in the evening to relax and de-stress after work. It's very, very simple movements. Easy to just pay attention to the breath. Inhale up and exhale down. So I'm going to turn to the side and we can look at this movement a little bit more in depth. So I'll start when my hands start coming up. So just leaning the upper body forward slightly, letting the hands come up. Somewhere about shoulder height, they flare out. And then you relax the knees as you come down. Never letting the knees go past the toes. Coming up, rolling up the spine. Letting the hands sink. And really just dropping the sternum, just dropping the rib cage so that the lower back stays a flat line. The other thing I notice is that the hands never go completely to the side. They always stay a little bit in front of the body to keep the shoulders relaxed. So 4 more full circles. Breathing nice and slow. Feeling the whole body gently extend and the whole body gently sink. 2 more. All the way around. And as the hands come down on this last circle, we're coming back to our center position that hold the ball. Hands point to the space just under your belly button. Space between the fingers, space in the elbows, and under the armpits. Again, give me 3 breaths here. So our next movement is gather in starlight. I'm going to take my right hand and put the fingertips together in a hook hand or a beak hand. That hand's going to go over my lower back. Right foot turns a little bit out to the side. Then we go bow and arrow stance with our left foot. And the toes of the left foot can either be angled straight ahead or out to the side a little bit. Make sure that you're comfortable shifting your weight forward and back and can keep your spine nice and long and upright. So the hand over your lower back, again, about on the belt line. Starting with your left hand, we're just going to sway forward and back, keeping it level with your belly button, forward and back. And making sure the lower body is relaxed and comfortable. So let's go 2 more times, just forward and back. And after this last sway forward and back, I'm going to circle around to the left, scooping again just at belt line or just to the belly button, around and in. Just trying to keep the arm and shoulder relaxed all the way down to the fingertips. Keep the breath slow and steady. So one more time, all the way around at this height. And then we're letting the hands come up to about chest height or heart level around. And as we go higher with the arms, make sure to keep the shoulder and elbows sinking away from the ears as we shift. Again, the image of effortlessly moving through the water can be very helpful. And 2 more full circles at this height. Just try to move in whatever way feels most relaxed. All the way around. So our next level is up to forehead height. The level of the forehead. So I'm coming around and into the forehead. One more time, all the way around. And then reaching up to the stars. So I'm not going more than really maybe a couple inches above the head. So that way I can keep my shoulder and elbow down. Two more all the way around. And we're starting to sink down. So once to the forehead, once to heart level, and then once to the abdomen. Not rushing through it. Once we get down to the abdomen, we're going to finish the circle one more time, all the way around, and step in with the left foot, or step in with the front foot. All right, so release the right hand. Left hand hooks and goes over your lower back at belt line. My left foot is at an angle, my right foot pointing away slightly. So you can always take some time to test your stance forward and back, make sure it's comfortable. Sometimes what we do one day doesn't feel as relaxed the next day. And we're trying for flow, coordination and flow. So forward and back, adding the right arm, just swaying out and back, trying to keep it at the level of your abdomen. A few more times, forward and back. And then I start to reach out to my right, circling around and in toward the belly button. Just very, very easy circle. Remembering to breathe slow and deep. Doing 2 more full circles all the way around. And then moving up to the level of the chest or shoulders. So coming up. And just letting the hand and arm move in whatever way is most relaxed. Two more full circles. And after this, moving into the level of the forehead. So coming around and back to the forehead. So 2 more full circles at this height. And starting the next time around, reaching up toward the stars. So remember to pay attention to your left arm too, the hand on your lower back, and make sure that arm stays relaxed. And the fingertips are still touching. So the hand is still active. I'm going to be active through all 4 limbs and up the spine. Give me 2 more full circles all the way around. And after this, we go once to the forehead, once to the chest, and once to the belly button. Not rushing. Stay with that rhythm. Ask yourself to go a little slower than you're comfortable. And one more time, all the way around and stepping back with the right foot. So we're squaring the feet off, coming back to our hold the ball position, palms facing toward your lower abdomen. Relax the knees, extend the spine. You can shake it out a little bit and give me 3 deep breaths. So our next exercise is drawing into the heart. So I start by dropping the arms up about shoulder height, come in towards the shoulders, turn the hands down and press, palms down. So sweep, up and around, in and down. Inhaling as the arms come up, and in, and exhaling as you turn and push. So again, I'm going to turn. I want you to stay facing toward the screen. So as I finish this one, I'm going to turn, coming down. So again, not going a little far out to the sides. In and press down. Letting the arms roll as naturally as you can. And then sinking down a little bit as you press. Sweeping up. And in through the shoulders and turn and push. So pay attention to the rotations in this. Will help you smooth your flow. So how does the hand roll out and around? And how does it roll in when I come and push down? And And this is something we can play with. I talked about our 5 rules of Tai Chi before, and we're playing with this movement. Let's go 2 more in this position. So after this, we're going to reverse this movement. We go down, and then scoot back up. Up, just chest out in front, around and down. So we're going to keep the palms facing the ceiling the whole time this time. Coming up and out, around and down. So when I sink my arms, I'm kind of thinking about letting the elbows lead. Inhaling up and out and down. Let's go 4. 2. And as we sink the hands for that last one, we're coming back to that hold the ball position, around, palms facing the abdomen, down through the lower body, lift through the upper body, and 3 breaths. So for the 5th of our 5 treasures, it's drawing down from the heaven, the opposite of our second movement, drawing up from the earth. So I let the hands drop, sweep up, like you're picking a big fluffy cloud out of the sky and gently drawing it down. Sweeping up and folding down. So I discussed there's a couple different ways you can do this, however it feels most relaxed. You can lead with the fingertips, like falling rain. You can let the palms face as you come down. So it's 2 converging circles. Or I just like to let the hands drop, palms facing down. But you should play with it and make the movements your own. Like I said, this is a really simple set. And if you do it yourself, you might not do it for as long as we're doing it today. But once you know the movements, even 3 repetitions of each of the 5 treasures can pick you up. Give me 5. 2 more. One last time, all the way around. Sinking the hands and coming back to that hold the ball. One more big breath here. Lowering the hands, and again, shake everything out. So one of the other pieces of the 5 treasures that I haven't done before is smoothing the lines or smoothing the chi. And this kind of uses acupuncture reasons, but I think it's a good way that we can start to look at stretching, because our next section is going to use some of the movements for Tai Chi, Qigong, Shimashi Step 1 and Step 2 to just stretch everything out with a general range of motion. And then at the end, when we do 8 pieces of brocade, that'll be our final deep stretch. And we won't do much of the brocade, just maybe 3 repetitions of each movement. So not taking a stretch big enough. If you need some water, go ahead and get some water. And as always, each section of this video can be a complete practice. And you don't have to do the whole hour-long video. If you just want to come back and do a couple of movements, I would encourage you to do that. So let's start right from here. And I'm just going to pick a place in the 8 pieces, the Shibashi, and we'll start from there. And this is that reach across. So if you want to reset your stance, I'm going to use what would be your left leg this time and step out, balance the weight. And we'll continue to use this as our transitional position if we need it. So starting with the hands, palms facing in, space under the armpits. I'm going to start by reaching the right arm across toward the left, holding the glass ball, stretching from the right toes to the right fingertips, and then back. Reaching the left arm across, stretching from the left toe to the left fingertips, and back. As I reach my right arm across, holding the glass ball up to the sun, turning across. Same thing with the left arm, I'm reaching across, holding a glass ball to the sun. To make that twist a little bit deeper, my left hand is going to continue to hold the ball as I stretch across. Continue to hold the ball as I stretch across. So I'm going to also ask you to exhale as you turn. Exhale as you turn. And if you're comfortable with a diaphragmatic breathing, try to pull the belly button in as you exhale to kind of deepen that stretch through the trunk. Let's do 2 more each side. It's going to be reaching left, reaching right, and then one more time on both. Reaching left, reaching right, and one more time on both. Carry the moon, or both hands make a big beach ball, and I'm going to carry the left hand on top, right arm underneath. Carrying the ball side to side. Again, a little bit of twist through the trunk. Same thing, reaching along the line from the left foot to the left arm, and from the right foot to the right arm. Just twisting the trunk side to side. Kind of pointing through your toe as you turn to elongate that stretch. And there can be a little sink in the center and lift as you come up to get that length through the sides and the side of the back. So we're going to do, not this one, but starting when I turn left, we'll do 2 more. So we go left, right, left, right. So turn left, carry the ball left, and right. And one more time, left and right. So coming back to our center position. Palm space. So we're going to take an extended stance again. Again, my right foot's going to turn. Left foot stepping forward so we can sway again. I'm going to do waves on the beach. So the hands, palms facing out. I'm going to push forward, turn the palms to the floor, and slide back. Push forward, slide back. So I'm going to turn to the side as we do this. This can be a little bit of maybe a calf stretch or hip flexor stretch with that back leg. So you stay facing toward the screen. I'm going to turn here. So as I push, I'm kind of pushing back through my right heel and keeping the trunk, shoulders over hips. So long spine, push back through the heel. If you can, kind of tense your glute muscle. And you might just get a very, very, very gentle stretch through the front of that hip. So I know I'm going to do this a little bit out of order for how it is in the sequence, but I wanted to do this one first as a gentler stretch, and then we're going to do splashing water. Again, it's a nice, gentle flow. Let's do two more. So pushing out and then shifting back. So now I'm going to scoot down toward my ankle, coming up the line of the leg, up over the shoulders and back. So we're going to do a couple of these, and then I'm going to turn again so we can talk about the movement at the back. Because this really is a back bend. I'm trying to stretch open the front side of the body. Coming up and across again, up and out. So you stay facing toward me, I'm going to turn. So I'm coming down, leaning forward in a forward bend. Tracing the line of the leg, up and back. When I get about here, I'm going to activate that glute muscle. Coming up and back, leaning back a little bit. All the tension should be across the front of the body. So if you feel anything in your lower back, just come to upright as a modification. But if you can, lean back a little. You might feel your ab muscles kick in as you come back. But pressing down to that heel and squeeze your right glute. Let's go two more, up and back. Up and back. So letting the hands come down, I'm going to step my left foot back and step out with the right foot. Again, starting with wave on the beach. Since we looked at this from the side on the previous two, I'm not going to repeat that on this one. So just make sure that you can shift comfortably forward and back. And start with wave on the beach. Bring the hands up, push out. Slide back. Exhale and inhale. And remembering to engage that left glute muscle and keep your trunk upright as you shift forward and back. Nice long spine. So let's do three more here. And so coming back, shift forward. I'm going to scoop down towards my ankle, coming up the line of the leg, and then opening the arms toward the sky. So you choose how far back you go, whether you make it a back bend or just come straight up. But still thinking up and back, up and away through the fingertips. Inhaling as you rise. Inhaling as we come up. And exhale, open and shifting forward, floating down. We'll do 4 more. So last one, coming up, fanning out, up and extending out, and then just lower the arms, shift back and step in. So our last one in this set, before we go on to the 8 pieces of brocade, is called Searching for Needles in the Sea, but I kind of think of it as our Tai Chi hamstring stretch. So we're going to break this down, make it easy, and then we'll do it as the flow on both sides. So to start, I'm going to turn. I'll start with the hands palms face each other, then turn and point your right toe. So the heel is going to be off of the ground, and then you're sweeping down the side of the leg, shifting your weight back to the left. So I point to the toe, shifting the weight. You should feel a stretch in the leg, and then lift, come in. So again, sweep, pointing to the toe, sitting back toward the left hip, lift. I'm just doing it as a sweep. Let's just do one more here. So come in, step the right foot back in, and out on the left toe. So again, heel lifted, I'm pointing to the toe, hands palms face, and I sweep the sides of the leg, sitting back toward the right, lift, and in. Back, pointing the toe away, sitting the hips back, sweep, lift, and in. Coming up and in. So we're going to do this side to side, right and then left. So let's walk through it slowly first, and then do it as a flow. I start here, palms face. I'm going to turn and point, sweep, and lift. As I lift the hands, I'm going to come back to the center, step in, and we're back to this palms face. Point the left toe, sweep down, lift, and as you come up, stepping the left foot back in. So again, nice and slow, step, sweep. As you come up, stepping in, step, sweep. And as you come up, stepping in. So we're going to do this 3 times, side to side, trying not to pause in the center here. If you get ahead of me or behind me and you know what comes next, just keep going at your own pace and finish 3 repetitions. So we're going to start here and go. Step, sweep, pointing the toe, come up and step in. Step, sweep, come up and step in. That's 1, 2, and step, sweep, up and in. Step and sweep, up and in. Last one. So another note, it doesn't matter how far you go. If you're just going to the knee, that's fine. It's not a contest. It's comfortable, relaxed, and flowing and breathing. Last one. Up and in. Coming back to our transitional position. Hold the ball. Give me 3 breaths. Lower the hands all the way down. So what we're trying to do with Tai Chi, we're taking another quick break, so you need to grab a drink of water, go ahead. We're going to do our 8 pieces of brocade next, so that's going to be our final stretch. But I just wanted to mention something of the breathing in Tai Chi. In China, they say a sick man breathes from his chest, a healthy man breathes from his stomach, a sage breathes from his heels, and an enlightened person breathes with their entire body. So what we're just trying to do is be as expressive and inclusive with the breath as we can. So if you see me physically move as I breathe, you're trying to get the whole ribcage to expand. You're trying to let the body lift and then sink and relax. And I hope that the more you do that, the freer your breath will feel. So for our 8 pieces of brocade, I might lose my hands up here somewhere. We're just going to walk through the movements, basic stretching and choreography. I'm not going to break everything down real complicated. Cool, perfect timing. So starting out, knees relaxed. If you want to reset your stance so that you're comfortable, go ahead. Sink into the knees. From our start position here, I'm going to go out, palms together, interlace the fingers, and push the palms toward the ceiling, coming up. Stretch. You can lift off of the heels if you want. Dip down, lean left, stretching through the wrists. Come back to the center. Lean right, stretching through the wrists. Back to the center and lower the arms. So again, open. Give me palms together. Bring those palms toward the ceiling. Stretch the whole body up. Dip down and stretch left. Now when I stretch left, I'm shifting my weight to the right hip to stretch the whole right side of the body. Come back to the center. I stretch to the right, shifting my weight to the left to stretch the entire left side of the body. Come in and down. I'm not really worried about the breathing here. As you get comfortable with the movements, you can add the breath. So we open, interlace the fingers, and bring the hands up and press the palms toward the ceiling. Big stretch up, down and go left, center, and right. Coming up, lower the hands and down. The next one is drawing the bow. So this is going to be from a horse riding stance. Again, as always, if you don't feel comfortable in a deep horse riding stance, you can keep our normal basic stance or just do a partial horse, whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm scooping down. I'm going to go left arm crosses over the right arm. Coming up, push right and draw the bow left. Exhale and release. So I scoop, cross the right over left, come up, push left, draw the bow with the right. Exhale, release. So when you push the hand out, because this is stretching. So as I push the right arm out, I'm trying to flex the wrist to a 90-degree angle, and then release. Scoop. As I push the left arm out, I'm trying to flex the wrist to that 90-degree angle, and release. Scoop. Push right. Pull left. Release. Scoop. Push left, pull right, and release. Let's do one more. Stepping back in, separating heaven and earth. So we're going to start from here and then hold the ball, left hand top, right hand on bottom. I'm going to push my left hand toward the floor, right hand toward the ceiling. Now when I do this, I like to stay right on the center line and again flex the wrists. One hand flat on the table, one hand pushing the ceiling away. And then just switch. Give me right hand toward the floor, left hand toward the ceiling. Push, flexing the wrists. Come to the center, so left arm down, right arm up. Left arm down, right arm up. Stretch. And then your right arm down, left arm up. It's a very basic choreography tonight. Just stretching the arms and the wrists. And one more time, both sides. Left arm down, right arm up. And right arm down, left arm up. coming back to that ball, right hand on bottom, left hand on top. I'm going to unroll the ball and come to our transition position. This one's just turning the neck. So it's 3 positions. It all counts as one form. So just turn your head left, center, and right. 1, 2, 2, and one more time to both sides. So a second position, I want you to stay facing toward the screen. This is to help stretch the front of the chest and the front of the body. So I'm going to take my hands on the lower back and elbows and shoulders pull back. Hips shift forward a little bit. Weight toward the toes. Tuck the chin so you're level, but kind of keep those elbows back the whole time. So you want just a very, very gentle stretch through the front side of the body and through the front of the arms and shoulders. Pushing in with the hands a little bit. And then same thing, left and right 3 times. And keep those elbows and shoulders back. And release. So our third position is almost the opposite. Instead of bending back or being straight, we're slightly leaning forward. And again, it's just the sternum. So I'm tucking the hips under and just dropping the chest forward to stretch the mid and lower back and pull up with the hands. So really tuck under or squeeze the cheeks together, lift the hands, and just drop the sternum. So you're trying to roll the hips back as you drop the sternum down. And again, it's the same thing, 3 times, left and right. So our next piece, this one pretty much does have to be done at least from a semi-horse. Is swing the head, wag the tail. So I'm bringing my hands to the top of the thighs, not on my hips, but on the top of the thighs. And we start just by dropping the chin to the chest and curling the back, tucking the hips under, chin to the chest, and then come up and look over your left shoulder, pointing through the right toe or pressing through the right foot. And this should stretch kind of the lower side of the back. If you want, you can push down with that right arm. So come to the center, tuck the chin, and then extend up and over to the right, pushing through the left foot, maybe the left hand. But you really do want to come up and lift the chest here. So I tuck, extend up and back. Tuck, extend up and back. Last one. And you're thinking long line to the right side, from the right foot up to the right side of the body. And then down and over to the right. A long line on the left side of your body. Coming down, rolling up, and stepping in. Our next one is really stretching the legs and the back. So I want you to stay facing toward the screen. We start with just the hands coming up to about shoulder height, and then hinge forward. Hands come to the shins, ankles, feet, or floor. I'm going to lift halfway up, look to the horizon, making your back an L shape, and then drop the head, tuck the hips. Slowly rolling up, and the head and shoulders come up last. We're going to always pause a second there just to breathe and be in equilibrium. So I lift, flow down, halfway lift, lower, tuck and roll up. Head and shoulders come up last and pause. One more time. Up, down, halfway lift, lower, and roll up. So we only have 2 pieces of brocade left. Again, I'm going to come out to my horse riding stance, making fists. And I like to tuck the thumb into the fist. And we're just going to punch up and left and squeeze and point through the arm. Reach away from the socket as the right arm pulls back. Again, it might stretch a little bit down the arm and back to the center. Punching right. Extend through the socket and back to the center. Punching right. And again, one more time. Left. And right. Back step in. So the last one is rocking the bubbling wells. And the feet are going to be about hip to shoulder width apart. And my hands are in this hold the ball position. Just like our ocean wave breathing we did at the very beginning, we're just going to shift the weight toward the toes and then back. That's it. Just inhale, breathe. And gentle, gentle, gentle. Second version. I want you to stay facing toward the screen, but we're going to come back to that turn the head position with the hands on the lower back, elbows and shoulders back, weight forward toward the toes and chin tucked. Elbows and shoulders keep working back. I'm going to lift or shift forward. Inhale and exhale. Down again. Inhale up. One more time. I am actually lifting my heels here, but just doing it in a way you can stay balanced. Last one is a tense and release. I'm going to again tuck the hips under, drop the chest, hands lift. So you're lifting up one of the toes, tense, and release. Tense, and release. Tense, and release. All right, shake it out. Oh, I said we were going to do smoothing the chi, and we didn't do that. So we're going to take a second at the end here and let that be our closing practice. So from the same position, take your right hand to left shoulder. Wipe down with the, so I'm starting palm up, wipe down the arm, and give me a little tug at the end. And then turn the hand so the palm faces the floor, and wipe the top side of the arm from the shoulder down to the fingertips. I like to give a little tug at the end. So again, shoulder to fingertips, pull, palm down, shoulder to fingertips, pull. One more time. Palm up, palm down. Repeat with the other arm. So I start left hand, start palm up with my right hand and go from shoulder to fingertips, down, and then turn palm down and go shoulder to fingertips. So palm up, wipe, palm down, and then one more time. Palm up, palm down. Okay, the same thing with the legs. I go on the left leg outside and inside of the leg toward the floor. And then front and back of the leg toward the floor. Both sides, 2, front and back, 2. Last one, both sides, 3, and then front and back, 3. Same thing with the right leg. I go sides, front and back. 1, 2, sides, front and back. And last one, both sides and front and back. The last piece to this is to go from shoulder to hip, and you can either touch the body and wipe down, Or if you're not comfortable, just hover the hand in front of the body and imagine. I'm going to go from shoulder to hip. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Both hands over the belly button. And 3 breaths. So ending with a Tai Chi bow. I bring left hand up, make a C shape, right hand underneath, make an egg. I bow toward the screen and wish heaven and earth, country and family, harmony and peace. From my living room to yours, from my home to wherever you're watching it from, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope you feel good now. Again, remember to like this video. If you enjoyed it, share it on social media, wherever you do social media, and consider hitting the bell icon so you know when we upload some of our not streaming content. So we're going to end it right there. Thank you again, everybody, and have a wonderful evening.